So just off 2 calls there with 2 fucking legends. One being my guy Sagar, a longevity biohacker that we're coming together to really create a life-changing offer. A life-changing offer that, for the right people, will completely change your life. Not just lifespan, but quality of life as well. I'm really helping people optimize recovery, but what that starts to allow for is optimizing mental performance. So physical recovery, mental performance, there's a lot of correlation between the two. And then partnering up with Sagar and his expertise in the longevity space, it's going to be a life-changing offer that we're going to be launching come New Year, so really excited for that. Just working with him, it made me actually realize more people want this than I realized. More people actually do want to invest in that health, they just don't know where to invest it. So the package and offer that we're going to be building is fucking life-changing. I'm excited for that. Second call was with my guy Mick, AI funnels, all that kind of stuff, all the kind of systems behind my business helping me scale my digital products, because the value I'm providing in them is second to none. You think about most of us now, like most of us are genuinely like this most of the time. The slouching, the posture, even if you don't have a desk job, you're sitting on your phone, you're looking down at your phone. That improper posture that you think is doing nothing to you long term is restricting blood flow, oxygen flow to your brain, causing brain fog, all these different things. There's even little things coming out that potentially links that poor posture and restriction of oxygen flow to the brain to potential early onset dementia and Alzheimer's and stuff. It's fucking terrifying. We've got a lot of content coming out around these things as well, so it's going to be really good. YouTube is a thing now. I'm going to be on fucking YouTube because so much knowledge to share that's going to really help a lot of people, so it would be selfish not to. I had some clients this morning. One of my guys was in, he actually is quite sedentary in his life, so he was in for his follow-up session and he felt a lot of relief, but soon after the session, maybe about a week after the session, he started to tighten up again. But nothing had changed in his actual movement exposure. Nothing had changed in how he actually moves his body, and that's one thing that I'm realizing, or have realized over the last few years, is that the treatment that I do, it borrows you mobility. It allows for us to restore the state of your body, release trigger points, really get your body into a really restored state. But if you don't do anything with that state and just give your body the same exposure, guess what happens? It's just going to adapt to what you're giving it. And if you're giving it fuck all, then guess what happens? That your body will just seize up from sitting for prolonged periods of time. And if you're not giving your body the strength, the load to adapt to, like, well, what has it got to adapt to? It's got nothing to adapt to. So that is something that is really being implemented into the new offer with my guy Sagar, is movement, a huge pillar in life for everyone. It should be, but it seems like people take things for granted until it's too fucking late, or at least until it becomes a bigger issue that they then need to deal with. Time to smash the fucking gym now. I was at the gym at the weekend at the Mastermind in London, and I think I benched 100 kilo for 5 reps, 110 for 2. Never benched 110 kilo in my life, but the energy that I got from the boys and just being in there like fucking people screaming at it just psychs me up. So we're gonna bench press today, and we're gonna see how this little fucking arm can push without anyone around me. But yeah, let's fucking go. So it's like all the people that I met at the Mastermind in London, all making 5-6 figures a month. These people can afford to invest in their health. But one thing I realized is they're so busy with business that the amount of time you would have to invest in learning that knowledge and then applying it, they don't have the actual time. And that's one thing that I realized, people pay for accountability with this stuff. So that's like me owning a house and the pipes fuck up and I'm trying to fix the pipes, and then the light blows and I'm trying to fix the light. You can't do everything at once, and you also can't do everything anyway. You need to delegate things in your life if you want to optimize. One thing I realized being in a room of current and future millionaires is everyone understands delayed gratification. Everyone understands that sometimes you need to put effort in with no reward initially to then reap those rewards as time goes on. It's just like mobility, getting a good movement protocol in place, coming for my hands-on work. Obviously the hands-on work is kind of instant, you feel good straight away. But a lot of these things take time to compound, and then you have that consistent flow of success and fulfillment and feeling good all the time. So anything worth having and anything that will last usually takes a little bit of time to to build on initially, and that's one thing that all these people understood. Fucking, you get a cameraman. But that's one thing all these people understood. It's like there needs to be an initial investment to then reap the rewards after. That's where my work comes in. Another interesting point of being in a room full of people that are that successful is I didn't ever hear one excuse as to why they weren't making the number they want, XYZ. All they were looking for was the solution. All they wanted to know was, how can I get better? What do I need to do to get to the next level? No one's basking in the excuses or the reasons why they're not there yet. And that's another reason, man, why I'm working with these high performers, because victimhood does not exist. Only opportunities for growth. And that's such a valuable lesson everyone can take. Like, why are you choosing to focus on the negative and make excuses where you could just take action on the failure or on the things that don't go to plan and grow from them? And guess where you will end up in a year in comparison to using those little failures as excuses? It's fucking, you're only lying to yourself, and you're only fucking yourself by doing that. When you start to really surround yourself by these types of people, you realize that they only really want the people around them that want to see each other win and want to grow. There's none of that jealous shit. It's all just, how can we help each other? And that's another point. Life is a complete value exchange. Life is all about connecting with the right people that you can exchange value with to make your life better. But that's the whole point of that, is that there needs to be an exchange in value. You'll know the people that try and just give, take, and never give. You'll know those people. You probably watching this, you know the people in your life that are like that. In the work that I'm doing, the health space that I'm in, it's like I'm genuinely changing lives and helping people live a longer, healthier life. And like, fuck man, like, we talk about generational wealth. Generational health should be more of a focus. But I think in order to create both, you need both. Like, you need the money to fund that journey of generational health, but you also need the health to fuel the long, healthy life that you would then go on to enjoy the money you've made. So I think there needs to be priorities on both ends. An entrepreneur that I was speaking to at the weekend, he's 33 years old, kind of nearing on the kids stage and stuff like that, and fuck man, he's making a lot of money, but his health is not dialed in. He's not making the better choices that he could be making, and there's no other reason than just maybe not having the knowledge and also the accountability. He just doesn't really know the better choices to make. He doesn't have a convenient protocol in place to implement, and that's where I come in. That's where me and my guy Sagar come in. Like most industries, it's ever expanding, it's ever growing, there's new data, there's new research always coming. The longevity space and the health space, I would argue, is probably one of the fastest expanding ones. More people getting into it, more people prioritizing their health, more data, more research coming to show what the best protocols are. How can you keep up with all of that when you're trying to run your own business and maybe you have a partner, maybe you're trying to keep everything else in check? Like, it's virtually impossible. So again, it goes back to that point where it's like, people are paying for accountability, people are paying for convenience, and it just so happens that I've fell into a perfect position where we're going to start to offer life-changing products and life-changing offers for people that want to genuinely extend their lifespan, like put time on the end of their life, which who the fuck wouldn't, and improve the quality of their life. Because I think, I was speaking to my guy Sagar on the call today, and he spoke about how most people are living at like 60-70% of their potential, and they think that's 100%. And they're just naive, they're ignorant to the fact that their blood work might be off, their hormones might be off, their eating times, what they're eating, when they're eating it, why they're eating it, their caffeine intake, supplementation, sleep, everything needs to be, or can be, dialed in to a degree in which you are living at 100% of your potential and you're optimizing and you feel fucking amazing. You don't need caffeine anymore. Like, it's crazy to think that humans don't need caffeine. They shouldn't need caffeine. So it's a very deep game, longevity, health, and it's something that I think more people are opening their eyes up to, and especially these high-performing entrepreneurs that have the money and are building the financial are now starting to see relevance in really prioritizing their health, because they have all this money, cool, but then they feel like a sack of shit, they look like a sack of shit, or at least they're not as good as they could be, right? Like you've got hundreds of thousands in the bank, but you're feeling tired and you're having to like sleep in and have longer lies and not feel like you can get those extra little hours of productive work in because your energy levels are off, but you've got hundreds of thousands of pounds. Doesn't really make sense. That's like being a fat PT. Like, how can you tell people to get fit if you're a fat cunt? Doesn't make any sense. So, how can you tell people to get fit if you're fat and out of shape? There's a little bit of an oxymoron there. So, now it's time to get in the gym and push some fucking weight. Check 1, 2. One of the biggest misconceptions is people think lighter weights into heavier weights of the exercise you're doing is a sufficient warm-up. I think about the little muscles that stabilize the movement, right? So we're doing bench press, chest, triceps are the primary big movers. There's little muscles that sit in the back of your shoulder blade that hold things in place, right? Those little muscles, especially with modern day living, are getting pulled on and switched off. So when you get into the gym, traps, chest, triceps are just over fucking taken. And if we don't fire those little muscles up, we'll never really build that strong connection with them. And if you don't really build that strong connection with them, they'll never really build sufficient strength to stabilize where your shoulders are placed. And that's not just for bench press, that's like everyday life, like in this nice kind of upright posture. I just like to get loose with the band first, like some pull-up parts, kind of over, up and over. Feeling the chest, feeling the fibers, feeling the shoulders starting to warm up, a little bit of rotation. The likelihood is most of us are sitting looking down at our phones, so that kind of nice screwed in position with some of the little muscles in the back of the shoulder. It's not a thing you do, mate. It's not a thing you do for yourself. One I really like is on the bench, all fours, getting this kind of nice all four position. Protract the shoulder, keep your body, don't twist, keep your body straight. Protract, retract, feel that nice retraction of the shoulder. Come out parallel to the ground and just hold that squeeze for 10 seconds. And repeat on both sides, couple times, 3, 4 times, 2, 3 times. As long as you start to feel that upper back switching on. Single arm, kettlebell press. Start to allow both sides to work individually. If you're doing something like a barbell, you might have one side a bit stronger, so you compensate. So this is just really switch on the core and the muscles around each shoulder individually, so that when you're working, both sides are firing as they should and not compensating into the stronger side. So like you could get into this position here and work that external rotation this way. You can work it this way, hold. I like this one because you're kind of in that bench press position, so out, hold, a couple seconds, down, back in. I'm actually aware I can feel these muscles fired up and ready to go, as opposed to if I didn't do a warm-up. You're just using the big movers that are already going to be firing up and working. And if you have a little bit of an imbalance, it's going to further show that and maybe even cause uneven load through one side, cause an injury, anything like that, just because you didn't choose to do a 5-minute fucking warm-up. I've just shot most of this fucking vlog in portrait. Oh well. Oh, fuck it. Still gonna binge, man. Still gonna binge a hammer for fucking 6. New to this vlog game, man. Fucking hell. Landscape. Landscape, I need to remember that. Kinda fucked off that I've literally filmed most of the start of this in portrait. Disappointed with myself. Rookie fucking hour. You know what? The value's still the same, so just fucking suck it up and enjoy it. So I'm gonna have to disconnect from the mic for this set, because I want some horrible music screaming in my ear. Shit, man. I pulled my fucking hamstring. Yes, I was probably humping off the fucking ground. Yes, my hamstring nearly cramped. Done legs 2 days ago. There's a PB, no one around me. Straight demons. 6 of 100, it's not bad. I only weigh 50 kilo. Nah, probably around 76, 77 right now. 100 for 6, even if I'm humping. You do 100 for 6. And if you can, well done. So the question is, do I go up to 110 or get another set of 100? I'm going to look back the video and then we'll decide what we're going to do next. Set number 2. So I was like, yeah, this feels pretty light, so let me just pause rep the 5th rep. Then he broke me fucking dick, man. Don't try and act tough. One of the biggest things I learned in the gym is when you feel like you're done, when you feel like you don't have any more reps left, you probably have 1 or 2 left. It's a mental barrier before it is a physical one. Your mind will stop you before your body does. You really need to connect to that. I feel like I'm done. But I had 1 more left. And imagine you miss 1 extra rep every session for a whole year. How many reps are you leaving behind? How much progress? How much food are you leaving on the table? Not gonna get bigger if you don't fucking push it. And eat like fuck. Eating is probably the most important thing. Now let's teleport to my clinic while I fix up some of my clients. So, we've teleported to my clinic. Got my guy Robbie here. Last client of the night. I'm pretty busy with clients, and the reason being is because maintenance work is something that people start to realise that they kind of need if they're not, especially if they're not doing other recovery protocols like sauna, ice bath, even things like regular mobility. The work that I do essentially borrows my clients that mobility, right? And a lot of my clients don't really do mobility as much as I really have educated them on how fucking important it is. A lot of people do wait until they're in pain and then they'll come here. But the thing about mobility is you could do mobility and it could really prolong, at least prolong the tension that builds up. I think if you're pushing your body to a high intensity, like the world-class athletes that I work with, Sean Clancy, Nico Carrillo, all these guys, they're pushing their body to the limit almost every day. So when you're redlining that much, then it's very, very likely that you'll need this type of work to prevent any bad injuries. My guy Robbie, he redlines it all the fucking time, like most people do, because if you're going into the gym and you're pushing your limits and you're trying to get an extra rep or push more weight and you're really progressing every week, every month, like, you're going to be redlining it at certain points, and we all have a fucking ego, so there's going to be times where you're probably pushing it a little bit more than you maybe should when it comes to letting your body and even your central nervous system properly recover. So when that happens, the overuse of these muscles, little adhesions, little tiny micro kind of tears can start to build up and cause what you feel is knots. And what also causes that is trigger points. Trigger points are little hyper-irritable top bands of muscle in the bulk of the muscle that can become active through over or underuse. So my work restores the state of those trigger points, releases them, so that then you can start to use your muscles and body more efficiently. And say there's certain muscles in a sequence of movement, right? So for example, you're doing a shoulder press, there's actually a lot of muscles that fire one after the other to perform that movement. If muscle 2 and muscle 5 out of the 8 muscles that are involved, for example, are really tight and not firing up as they should, it will cause what we call dysfunction. And that's where people go, oh, I done a shoulder press and it caught and I felt pain when I was shoulder pressing, or when I'm squatting I feel like a pinch or a pain in my hip. There's muscles that cause dysfunction, and typically comes from those muscles being really tight or even underused. Earlier in the video you saw me warming up efficiently. That basically that ensures that the little muscles that stabilize the movement are getting just as much activation as the big ones that are really moving the weight. So yeah, let's get into it. It's a little bit better. It's a little bit fucking better, isn't it? Robbie, what are we working on today?
Cast bro, got a half marathon coming up, gonna go for a PB, so need to be in tip top shape.
He just said he's preparing for a half marathon. You can also use this work to prepare for up and coming events. If you're doing high rocks, if you're preparing for a run, if you're preparing for a fight, all these things can be assisted by the work I do. That is why in fight camp with my fighters I see them every single week, to prevent any build up, to prevent any tension affecting performance, because that's another thing. Tension starts to affect the efficiency in which your muscle can actually contract and fire up. So I remember I had a really kind of athletic runner come in, and he was like really competitive at 10Ks and stuff, and he came in, it was his first time ever getting treatment, and he literally took, on the 10K, and bear in mind it's competitive, he took like 2 minutes off his 10K or 3 minutes or some shit, and he messaged me and he was like, fuck, like, I felt amazing after that, that's the best my legs have ever felt. Guy was only 22 as well, so imagine you're 30, 40, 50, fuck, like really think about how tight you must feel, and how much you probably normalised how tight you feel. That's another scary thing. People live with levels of tension and they start to actually just think it's normal to make little moaning noises when they stand up, or like going down for a shit and they're like, like shit like that. You should feel as nimble as you did at 20, and if you don't, you're not doing the right things. You really aren't. Like you're really fucking not. I think the perception I've really changed in a lot of my clients' minds. They realise that if they're not doing the proper recovery, they can use this essentially as a little reset every month or two. And a lot of my clients come and see me every 1, 2, 3 months just to really retain and maintain the state of their body, because they know they're not doing what they should. So before we get into it, I just want to talk about what we're going to be doing, right? Because I'm nearing on 10,000 hours of hands-on work, so I'm getting to elite level mastery with this shit. So a lot of what I do is very intuitive. It might sound fucking silly because I'm just rubbing someone's body, right? But realistically, there's layers of tissue that I need to consider, and there's also gradual pressure that I need to work with to maintain the level of relaxation for my client. And if I don't do that, then the client tenses up. We could end up creating hypersensitivity around an area, and they could actually leave worse off than what they came in. So my job is to get them used to my touch and really break them down into, obviously get them into a parasympathetic state. I do a lot of breath work at the start of my sessions, and then I start to work with the muscle. We want to think about the tissues above, the skin, the fascia, hydrating that fascia with maybe some scraping, maybe the massage gun, and then slowly working into releasing these trigger points. And that is more or less the goal here. With the needles, we'll kind of hit some good little spots, create a little bit more deeper damage to stimulate healing and also the production of fresh collagen fibers, and also create space in that muscle. I done the needling course, and I remember that when we were doing the work, we tested range of motion straight after needling, and there was an instant improvement because it shows that there is an increase in space in the areas that we needle. So the goal of today is just to create space, restore the state of the trigger points, release them so that when Robbie goes back to running, he's feeling light, the muscles are contracting efficiently, and he doesn't feel like he's running with lead boots on anymore. But the way in which you do that is where the skill comes in. Like Robbie could go to someone else and get the same type of work, but leave fucked, or he could come to me and leave feeling amazing. And it just is the way in which you deliver and administer the treatment. And like as I said, nearly 10,000 hours of hands-on work. I'm starting to get pretty good at it, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, you could call me a master, call me fucking master, because this is what we're about to do. But sounds a bit lofty and it sounds a bit drawn out. Just mate, you're fucking massaging them. But honestly, there's deeper, more intricate layers to this work, and that's why there are good people that you can go to and there are shit people. Like, that is why a lot of people have this tainted view on coming to someone like this, because I went to the physio, I went for a massage and it didn't do anything. One, maybe because you don't need a massage, or two, maybe they were shit, and not everyone is the same. There's so many people that have came to me with 10, 20, 30 years of actual chronic pain, and inside one session, 1, 2, 3 sessions, they are fully cleared of their pain, they're healed. And that physical healing comes from the correct strategic damage created to the area and pressure and just all the little things, so enjoy. Another day moving the needle towards my full potential. I always say to my clients, and I always say to everyone that I speak to, is that I'm too grateful, I'm too blessed not to take the action, not to fulfill my full potential. Too many snowflakes out there. Unless you're missing an arm or a leg, or you have some sort of chronically ill disease, no excuse not to just be smashing the fuck out of it every day, smashing it. Set goals, work towards them, smash the fuck out it.